two-step equations. So in this video, we're going to talk about how to solve two-step equations. So just like before, solving an equation is just trying to find the value of the variable that makes the equation true. How do we do that? We do what's called inverse operations, where we cancel out the equivalent operation by using its inverse. So if you have a positive value, you probably want to subtract it from both sides. If you have something being multiplied, you probably want to divide it by both sides. Now, here's our steps for solving two-step equations. So first, you always want to simplify if you can first. That's going to become big. Second, we want to isolate the variable one side. Now, the way we do that, like we look for here, example, right? I want to get this x by itself on the side. So what we do first is we actually get rid of the 4. We add or subtract first. And the reason we do that is because all we're doing is PEMDAS, right? Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. In reverse, right? When you simplify, you go this way. When you solve, you tend to kind of go this way, right? Because you're doing the opposite of simplifying. You're trying to solve. I'm not sure if that's the opposite, but same principle exists. So we're actually going to add subtract first to get rid of it, and then we're going to multiply divide after that. So that's kind of the idea. So that's how we're going to solve two-step equations. So let's do a few examples here. Now again, same concept as before, right? We want to solve for the variable. So anytime you see an equal sign, that's like our wall. Whatever I do to one side, I have to do to the other side. So again, the first thing, if I want to get this 5x by itself, I get rid of that 4. So we're going to subtract 4 to both sides. We get 5x equals 15. And then I want to get rid of the 5, so we're going to divide both sides by 5. Right? Opposite operation. X equals 3. Right? That's how we solve it. Right? Equal sign is our wall. Whatever you do one side to the other side. If you're trying to get a variable by itself, the first thing you want to do is get rid of all the x's stuff. I want to get this x by itself. So what's next to it? The 4, get rid of that first. It's positive, so we subtract it from both sides. Then we have a multiplication in front of it, so divide it. Okay, next one. There's my wall. Right, I want to get this negative 5n by itself, so the first thing I do is get rid of that 12. So it's a positive 12 right now, right? Nothing in front of it makes it positive. So we subtract 12 from both sides. These cancel, I get negative 5n. On this side it's a little tough, but keep in mind they're both negatives, so you just get more negatives. So negative, you add them, negative 25. Like that. Now I still want to get the n by itself. Right now it has a negative 5 in front of it. That means they're being multiplied. Opposite of that is divide. So we're going to divide both sides by negative 5. These cancel. N is going to equal negative 25 divided by negative. Two negatives cancel out. When you divide and multiply two negatives, they cancel out and you show positive. So 25 divided by 5 is 5. Okay, next one here. Equal signs my wall. Right, I want to get the n by itself, so get rid of the excess stuff first. Get rid of that 5. Just like before, that 5 is positive. There's no negative in front of it, so it's a positive 5. So we're going to subtract 5 from both sides. Whatever we do one side, you got to do the other side. Keep it all balanced. These cancel out. You get negative 2n equals, again, keep in mind, they're the same sign. So anytime they're the same sign, you just get more of them. You just add them. So negative 7. And then we're going to divide by negative 2. Because remember that n right here is going, let me go back. There you go. Right now you have an n being multiplied by negative 2. So to get rid of it, you're going to divide by negative 2. And nothing nice here. You just get a fraction, 7 over 2. The two negatives cancel out. Or if you want to make it a decimal, 3.5. I am fine with either case. Okay. Let's do a few more. So this first one here, there's my equal sign. Right? I want to get the x by itself again, right there. First thing I do is get rid of the excess, get rid of that negative 5. So instead of a negative, we're going to add it to both sides. These cancel out. We get x over 2 equals 11 plus 5 is 16. Now what I do here, right, the x is getting divided by 2. So you want to do the opposite operation. Opposite of dividing is multiplying. So we're going to multiply both sides by 2. These cancel. X equals 32. Okay, next one. 2/3 x minus 1 equals 11. So there's my equal sign. Hopefully by now we can notice we want to get rid of the 1, right? We want to get rid of the stuff like the excess stuff away from the x. I'm trying to get this guy by itself. What's making it not by itself? The negative 1 is. So opposite operation, plus 1. whatever you do one second, do the other side. You get 2/3 x equals 12. Now here we have the two choices, where you can multiply both sides by 3 and then divide by 2, or you can do it all in one step. So let's try that. Right, I want to get rid of this 2/3, so we're going to multiply by the reciprocal, 3/2. So that's a way to get rid of a fraction all in one step. Just multiply by the reciprocal. These will cancel. You get x equals. Now I'm going to take this, I'm going to do an extra step here, right? If you're not sure how this works, keep in mind you could always make it a fraction. If you have a whole numbers, put over 1. And then the way you multiply fractions is multiply across. 12 times 30 is 36. And then 36, 1 times 2 is 2. 36 divided by 2 is 18. So there's right. Let's do the next one real quick. So there's my equal sign, makes my wall. Right, I'm trying to get the x by itself, so let's get rid of all the extra stuff, which is that 8. 8's on the side. What are you doing? It's a positive, so we're going to subtract 8 from both sides. These cancel out, you get 3/4x equals -4 minus 8. Again, keep in mind they're both negatives, so you just get more of them, so -12. So like that. And now I get rid of this 3/4. Again, you can do it in 2 steps if you want. Multiply by 4, then divide by 3. Or you can just go, let's multiply by the reciprocal. These will cancel out. I'll put the 12 over 1. We're going to get x equals -12 times 4 is -48 over 3. And then you divide those. 4 divided by 3 is 1. Put the 1 there. 18. So that 18 divided by 3 is 6. So I get -16. If you're better at dividing, you could reduce before you multiply. So like right here, cross reduce. 12 and 3 reduce, and you get 1 and 4. So to get -4, -4 times 4 is -16. Okay, last couple. So we're going to solve these. I'm not going to do all of them because they're kind of the same thing just with ugly numbers. We've done these before. So this first one here, right? Here's my equal sign. So there's my wall. I do want to point out, here, I'm going to get the variable myself. There's 2 variables. So what do I do? Step 1 is supposed to be simplify it. You simplify it. If they're anything on the same side, you want to simplify that side first. So 4y minus 2y is just 2y equals 13. And then now, to simplify, I could go back to solving like normal. I want to get rid of the 2, so we'll divide both sides by 2. And that's all we could do, 13/2. If I was to do the next one, it's kind of the same thing, just with ugly numbers, right? If I was to solve this one, here's my equal sign. First thing I'm going to do is get rid of this. What you want to get the x by itself, so you want to get rid of the -1.3 first, right? This is all like 1. Get rid of the excess first. So the opposite, add 1.3 to both sides. These will cancel. You get x over 3.4 equals 5.4. And then, if I'm going to get rid of this fraction here, which you do the opposite, multiply by both sides by 3.4. And again, I don't have a calculator on me, so I actually don't know what that is. It's a little bit more than 15. But I'm just going to leave it 5.4 times 3.4. I need a calculator for that. And there we go. That's the lesson.